After his daughter Corey Broaddus revealed the heartbreaking news that her 10-month-old daughter had died after a protracted fight with health issues, legendary rapper and former The Voice coach Snoop Dogg is speaking out. In the wake of the announcement, Snoop Dogg shared a message of support for his daughter and the family. While he did not add a lengthy comment, Snoop shared a family image to Instagram with a sparkling heart emoji and folded hands emoji, symbols of love and prayer. During this horrible period, his gesture displayed his love and support for his daughter Corey and the entire family. Corey, 26, wrote the devastating post on Saturday, January 31, 2026, explaining that she had lost her daughter, Cody Drode, who she called as the love of my life. Snoop has reacted passionately to the subsequent outpouring of grief and support as the family navigates this really trying time. Monday, I lost the love of my life, Corey said beside a black and white photo of herself holding infant Cody on Instagram stories. My Cody, accompanied by an angel wing emoji. Cody had been born prematurely at just 25 weeks in February 2025 and spent 10 months in the neonatal intensive care unit, NICU, before finally returning home early in January 2026. Her parents had publicly toasted that success with friends and allies, expressing their heartfelt appreciation and optimism. Tragically, just 20 days after Cody's return home, Corey shared the news of her passing. Although the infant's cause of death has not been made public, fans and followers shared their sympathy and prayers for the family on social media following the terrible news. Corey's fiancé, Wayne Deuce, also paid tribute to Cody, saying on his own Instagram stories, "I've been the saddest since I left me, Cody Drode. But I know you at peace. Daddy will always love you." His heartfelt letter, which emphasized love and faith despite suffering, mirrored the intense grief experienced by those closest to newborn Cody. The demise of Cody comes after months of emotional ups and downs for Corey and her partner, as well as the extended family. In a September 2025 interview with Us Weekly, Corey bravely discussed the challenges of keeping her baby in the NICU for a long period of time. The NICU is a different type of experience, just like you gotta know, and it's not an easy place to be, but the support is amazing, she said. While she complimented the nurse and physicians, she said, "Sometimes I go in the NICU, and I can't stop crying, and I apologize. They're like, 'What are you apologizing for? This is normal. If you wasn't sobbing, we would be worried. We'd be concerned, so just try to stay close and just keep hope alive.'" The world watched in collective grief last week as iconic singer, cultural symbol, and devoted Family Guy Snoop Dogg responded to one of the worst catastrophes a parent or grandparent can endure, the death of a young kid. After his daughter Corey Broaddus announced the heartbreaking passing of her baby girl, Snoop broke his silence, choosing dignity, love, and a modest public statement over words, to stand with his family in their grieving. For fans around the globe, the news was shocking and extremely moving. A life so young, so weak, and so passionately loved had passed away after a long and terrible journey, leaving a prominent family confronted with a universal sadness, a loss that transcends celebrity and reminds us all of life's exquisite beauty. A promise, a struggle, a tragedy. The journey of Snoop Dogg's granddaughter, Cody Drode, began with promise shadowed by difficulties. Cody battled for every breath from the time she was born in February 2025, having been born preterm at just 25 weeks gestation. The first chapter of her existence unfolded in the antiseptic halls of a newborn intensive care unit, NICU, where she remained almost 10 months under constant medical surveillance. Corey Broaddus, her mother and Snoop's youngest daughter, talked truthfully about this situation. Uncertainty, pain, and the constant care required for a micropreemie characterized the early months. Corey described her mental battles, the physical repercussions of pregnancy complications such as HELLP syndrome, and the profound blend of hope and dread that marked Cody's NICU stay. During that fight, there were moments of joy and moments when hope manifested as a tiny, silent, defiant smile. On January 6, 2026, Corey shared a joyous message indicating that Cody was finally coming home. "She's home," was her thankful caption. "Thank you for every prayer, every message, every ounce of love. God heard them all." The family was celebrated by people all around the world. But sometimes life's tides can shift too swiftly. Just 20 days after her homecoming, Cody's tiny heart stopped. The news was relayed by Cody on January 31, 2026, in a sad and devastating message. Monday, I lost the love of my life. My Cody. The black and white image of mother and child was a stark testament to love and anguish. A family united in grief. In the aftermath of Cody's demise, the Broaddus family rallied together in a magnificent act of love and support. Snoop Dogg's response, though quiet, spoke louder than any extended speech could. Snoop uploaded a family photo of himself, Cody, and his boys Cord and Cordell on Instagram, rather than make a press announcement or an extended ode. Instead of many words, he chose only 2 emojis, a dazzling heart and prayer hands. Simple symbols that showed immense emotion. In that moment, the world saw something that money, prestige, and power cannot buy. A grandfather's love in the face of true human grief. Fans and fellow musicians answered with an outpouring of empathy. Commenters offered comments like sending love and positive energy to the whole family and praying for all of you. Celebrities joined in, delivering heartfelt condolences that mirrored the collective anguish of many who had followed Cody's journey from birth to that all-too-brief homecoming. Wayne Deuce, Corey's fiancé, also voiced his grief on social media, stating, "I've been the saddest since you left me, Cody Drux. However, I am aware that you feel comfortable. Daddy will always love you." His comments, simple yet stinging, represented the pain of parents everywhere. The journey's weight. Certain tragedies are made much more painful by the path that led up to them. In Cody's case, the world had watched as she overcame the odds time and time again. Her narrative brought hope during the toughest moments. She was a 6-month-old newborn who suffered heartache, endless hours of medical intervention, and the kind of courage that the tiniest warriors possess. Cody had been frank about her personal troubles. Plagued by lupus from childhood, and having undergone a devastating stroke in 2024, she approached her pregnancy with courage that inspired many. Cody's health problems made her death even more tragic and her survival even more remarkable. The family had to cross a challenging and complicated emotional terrain. The stress of NICU life, the strain of medical issues, and the complete unpredictability that preceded each day were all part of their existence. Nevertheless, they celebrated key moments, such as Cody's return home, only to suffer sadness once more far too soon. There are no suitable words to describe the immense emotional agony that resulted from this roller coaster of optimism and grief. Snoop Dogg. Beyond the icon, the public views Snoop Dogg, whose full name is Calvin Cordozer Broaddus Jr., as a rapper, businessman, media personality, and enduring figure in music history. However, the news of Cody's passing served as a reminder to fans that beneath his celebrity lies a man whose deepest loves are family and love. His answer, chosen not as a headline, but as a real message between father and daughter, exhibited a sincerity that resonated beyond the stage and spotlight. Snoop's decision to communicate pain largely through presence, and through symbolic support rather than dramatic proclamation, felt immensely authentic in a time when celebrities are regularly expected to perform grief in public. This is not the first time Snoop has suffered heartbreak. Fans reacted to this devastating news by recalling the family's painful experience of losing another grandson in recent years. Such echoes of prior anguish remind us that grief is cumulative, and that even those we perceive to be larger than life bear deep emotional scars. Nevertheless, the Broaddus family's togetherness is visible throughout. Cord and Cordell's public support for their sister, their shared anguish, and the family's communal acceptance of their loss all indicate a relationship that neither fame nor tragedy can separate. The ripple of community support, the reaction to Cody's death, has been strong on a global scale. On social media, fans shared their personal experiences with loss, prayers, and tributes. Many acknowledged the strength of Cody in documenting her daughter's journey, choosing vulnerability in a world quick to judge and slow to understand. Others spoke of being parents, grandparents, or even siblings of children with health challenges, reflecting on their own familial bonds. In a digital age where connection frequently appears fake, this moment showed something genuinely collective. The way human misery brings strangers together in shared sympathy. Simple emojis and meaningful sentiments were among the messages that flowed in. People from all across the world banded together to offer support, creating a compassionate tapestry that transcended national boundaries and cultural divides. Many felt that sadness is a universal emotion, and that we realize our shared humanity when we share it. A legacy of love, not loss. While the world mourns this horrific loss, the legacy of little Cody Drox is not defined by death, but by the love that surrounded her. Her 10 months of existence were more bold and hopeful than many experiences in a lifetime. She altered lives, touched hearts, and created a wave of support that testified to her effect. For Snoop Dogg and his family, the suffering is personal and real. But in their misery, they also revealed something striking: that even in calamity, love endures. Snoop's choice to break quiet with a short, passionate message reminds us that sometimes words are not enough, or that the tiniest words can have the deepest impact. A heart emoji, hands in prayer, a shared family snapshot. More was communicated by these gestures than by a long statement. In the darkness of loss, these moments of sensitivity show brightest: the hug of a father, the solidarity of siblings, the public homage of a family, reminding the world that even in severe suffering, they stay united. Moving forward with memory as the Broaddus family grieves, they are encircled by love, from each other, from admirers, and from strangers who may never have seen them, but who understand the raw sorrow of losing a child. It's a hurt that reverberates deeply because it strikes something basic in all of us: love undiminished by time. Cody's life may have been brief, but it was defined by strength, resilience, and the great love of her mother, father, and extended family. Through the stories told, the prayers offered, and the silent moments of remembrance that will take place in the days and years to come, her memory will endure among those who loved her. Snoop Dogg's quiet, broken not with insightful statements but with emotional presence, highlights a truth that all of us face: love is both our greatest thrill and our greatest suffering. In that space between joy and pain, we are reminded that life's beauty is significant precisely because it is fragile.